Germany's economic burden and the challenges of two fronts, the refugee crisis and the Russia-Ukraine war.
Over the past decade, Germany has faced mounting pressures from the refugee crisis and geopolitical conflicts, placing the country at the center of global attention. In 2015, during the Syrian civil war, then-Chancellor Angela Merkel adopted the open-door policy, allowing over 1 million Syrian refugees into Germany. While this decision was rooted in humanitarian values, it had profound implications domestically. In the short term, the influx of refugees imposed heavy financial burdens on public resources, with expenditures exceeding 20 billion euros between 2015 and 2020. Although refugee employment rates have improved over time, integration challenges persist, and far-right parties like the Alternative for Germany AfD have leveraged anti-immigration sentiments to gain political traction. Today, the Russia-Ukraine war has brought a new wave of challenges for Germany. Since the war's outbreak in 2022, Germany has accepted approximately 1.2 million Ukrainian refugees, most of whom are women and children. Despite higher levels of education compared to earlier waves of refugees, only 27% of Ukrainian refugees have secured employment, with the majority reliant on Germany's welfare system. In 2023 alone, Germany's welfare spending on Ukrainian refugees amounted to roughly 12 billion euros, sparking renewed debates over the country's refugee policies. The center-right Christian Democratic Union, Christian Social Union CDU, CSU has called for welfare reductions and stricter employment standards for refugees, making the refugee issue a core topic in the 2024 federal elections. Germany is not only grappling with domestic economic and social pressures, but also navigating the complexities of international geopolitics. The Russia-Ukraine war, which has now lasted over 1,000 days, has required Germany to provide substantial military and financial aid to Ukraine, alongside diplomatic support. Recently, Chancellor Olaf Scholz held his first direct conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin since late 2022, urging a just and lasting peace. However, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed concerns, warning that Putin may use these dialogues as an opportunity to regroup rather than seek genuine peace. While Germany's diplomatic efforts are seen as part of a broader push for conflict resolution, they also face skepticism from allies and Ukraine itself.
On the international stage, Germany is under growing pressure within NATO, with escalating tensions in both Eastern Europe and the Middle East. NATO faces challenges on two fronts, and Germany, as a key member, is expected to take on greater responsibilities. The recent election of Donald Trump as U.S. president, though he has yet to take office, introduces further uncertainty. Trump's past skepticism toward NATO raises concerns that the U.S. may scale back its financial and military support for the alliance, potentially leaving Germany and other European nations to shoulder the burden. Additionally, NATO's demand for member states to allocate 2% of their GDP to defense spending places further strain on Germany's financial resources. Germany now stands at a crossroads, facing the dual challenges of internal economic pressures and external geopolitical demands. Domestically, debates over refugee policies highlight deep divisions within German society, as rising welfare costs and integration difficulties fuel political polarization. Externally, Germany's commitment to Ukraine and NATO comes with significant financial and strategic responsibilities. As the 2024 elections approach, the country's policy direction will have profound implications for Europe and the broader international order. Whether it chooses to cut welfare benefits, recalibrate its diplomatic strategy, or enhance its military commitments, Germany must strike a delicate balance between economic stability and international obligations to prepare for the challenges ahead. Ultimately, this dual burden will determine whether Germany can maintain its role as a stabilizing force within Europe and NATO, or whether it risks succumbing to internal unrest and a diminished international standing. In these challenging times, we are witnessing not just economic pressures on nations, but also the complex interplay of contradictions brought about by globalization, the refugee crisis, the ongoing war, and the distribution of responsibilities within international organizations are reshaping the global landscape. Let us reflect together, how can we balance humanitarian values with national survival while striving for peace and stability? Your attention and actions can become a driving force for meaningful change.